Okay, ready to get your hands dirty now? Roll up the sleeve and get things done? This is the brand playbook. The 10 steps to build a human-centric brand. As always, there's a why. In the real world, we all learn by doing. So this is going to be no different. I have prepared, mastered, and crafted the step-by-step of my last 23 years of doing brand marketing for some of the most loved brands in the world, like Nike, Adidas, Saucony, IBM, Nokia. So we're going to build together now. This is going to get really hands-on. Key objectives here is to learn again, and we're going to go back to it over and over again, the power of starting with a why. Understand the creative development process through a first-hand experience on how to really build a plan, and roll up the sleeve. Get to work. This is the favorite part of the course. So, I'm going to go back to the board and I'm going to be going back and forth, okay? So I'm going to ask a lot of help from you guys to stay patient with me because I'm going to go back and forth. Remember this, and we did this a while ago, right? And I'm going to go do here. And I'm going to add a fourth element to make this even more interesting. And hopefully, it's going to start to make way more sense. Here's a trivia question for you. Who is the single most important person of your work? I hope you are all answering that the most important person of your day is the consumer, right? If you remember when we first did the golden circle, this was the why. Now, the why is right here because you have to start with the consumer. And then the how is here. And then the what is here. There's a fourth dimension to this. I'm going to pause here for a second because this is now getting fun. The consumer is the person and is the human behind your brand. Human brand play book. Then in the why is where you're going to have, I'm going to change colors now to be a little bit more fun. Let's go with green. In the why, you have your insight and your proposition. That's your promise, right? Here in the consumer, forgot, you have your bomb. It's your belief, your obsession, and your mission, okay? Then on the how, you have objectives, you also have strategies, and tactics, okay? I'm giving you the playbook. That took me 23 years to build, and you get it in one course. The what, you have drivers, you have the journey, phases, and take away. Your takeaway is what you want your consumer to do, to think, to say, and to feel about your brand. Is your ultimate goal. Let me just go again so we recap nicely. Your human brand playbook starts with your belief, your obsession, and your mission. So you can serve that one person who is the most important individual of your company, the consumer. Then you go to your why, is where you have insights and proposition. Your promise. What are you going to do for them? Like why? How are you solving the problem that's related to the insight? The how is the objectives, the strategies, the tactics, and then the what is your drivers, your consumer journey, the phases, and the takeaway. Don't worry, I'm going to unpack all of them for you. Before I unpack them, okay, I'm going to move away from this. I'm going to talk about what is the roadmap for brand planning. Okay, let's go here. Roadmap. Okay, not only am I giving you the playbook, I'm also going to give you the roadmap. First, it's going to come here for a second. The first let's see if this is gonna work. Yeah, is the kickoff. So on the kickoff is where you define purpose, it is where you establish your goals and objectives. Remember, if you don't know where you're going, anywhere you go is fine, right? And the deliverables, which is very important of this stage, right? Like, what do you deliver here? You deliver here a brand conviction, your bomb, pretty much, in your proposition. So I'm going to put here deliverable, because it's going to go across here. And here, the output is your bomb, your belief, your obsession, your mission, and your proposition. Okay. Average time for this, 3 to 6 weeks. Because you have to curate insights, you have to listen to the consumer, you have to do data mining to really create something that is meaningful, right? So let's go to step number 2. Step number 2 of this is the creation process. Okay? Here, what you're going to do is a clear brief and define your promise to your persona. So brief, creative brief, and persona. Right? What do you get in this section? In this section, you're going to deliver 3 things. You're going to deliver data mining. So let's just say insights, You're going to deliver the big idea. And you're going to deliver the storyline. What is the narrative? What are you going to tell your consumer? What does it mean for them? Then 3, I'm almost there. You're going to plan. That's how you build your game plan. And in your game plan, you're going to have your brand voice in your channel planning. So, voice and channel planning. What is channel mix? And why does it come only here? Remember, one of my favorite questions is people come to me and they go, what should I do on Instagram? And my answer is always, I don't know. It depends. Is the person you want to connect with on Instagram? Is your idea relevant for Instagram? Because you don't have to be on Instagram just because. So the channel mix is defined at a later stage. You shouldn't start with channel here. It comes there. And here the output is the brand plan and creative direction. It's your tone of voice. It's your visual identity. And then the last step it is the activate stage. Activate. Here, you're going to do 2 things. You're going to tell the story and you're going to deliver toolkits. Tell story and deliver toolkits for your functions, for your regions, for your markets, for your partners, and so forth. And there's 3 deliverables here at the end. And those 3 deliverables are creative assets, editorial calendar, and consumer journey. Assets, calendar, and journey. This is the roadmap to build a brand plan. Okay? Also, here, 2 to 4 weeks, approximately 5 to 8 weeks, and then 3 months. This is the roadmap to brand planning. So, I'm going to unpack now each stage of the brand plan. If you remember, if you go back here, let me just go back here. What I'm going to do right now, I'm going to unpack each of those green parts. We've already talked and covered enough the belief, the obsession, and the mission. I'm going to leave it there just for reference in case I need to just refer to. Consumer, the individual you serve, you exist, and you get out of bed. The more you know that person, the better you're going to serve them. Here's some helpful questions for you to better know your consumer. What's your consumer age, name, demographic? Paint a picture of that person. How do they behave? How do they shop? What do they consume? Where do they hang out? What kind of books they read? What kind of channels they watch TV? Is this person an opinion leader? What are their ambitions? What are their desires? What are their needs? Try to answer those questions, and I'll give you those questions so you can work on your workbook. That's the consumer. And then we go to insights. What I love about insights, here you see the sign-up page of Netflix. And that's the real case of insights. Here you can log in on my Netflix account either through me, through my wife, through my mother-in-law, through my son or my daughter. And based on which gateway you go into Netflix, Netflix offers you a different experience based on insights. Netflix's biggest challenge a few years ago, it was the content pipeline, because there is a consumer behavior that's based on binge watching. We will sit and we watch an entire series in absolutely one evening. What was the problem with that? I would finish that and I wouldn't log back in for another year until the new season was up. So insights is where you have a deep understanding of your core audience, behaviors, needs, and wants. Your insights help you define and identify key opportunities for your business. What are the main observations you can extract from their behavior? What are their unmet needs? What are the internal drivers? What are they looking for? How do they get energy? What's their source of energy? So as you log in, I just want to show you, that's actually a screenshot of my Netflix page, and you can see what kind of content I consume. Why is this important? Why is this relevant for Netflix? They can go in and they can extract male between 37 to 45 years old that lives in Germany. Based on that, they can see what is the pattern, what is the trend of content consumption for that region in specific, and then inform the innovation, the content pipeline to produce less or more of certain content to tailor to a specific persona, right? Very powerful tool. Purpose, the proposition, right? One of my favorite of all times, it's Headspace. Headspace, it's a meditation app. Your proposition, it is what your brand, your company enables for the consumer. What is the main promise or the dream and how you're solving their problem? A strong purpose, a strong promise, a strong proposition can really help you engage with your consumer and create a meaningful relationship between you and your target audience. Here are some helpful questions for you. What's your unique promise to your consumer? Can you answer that question? Remember, you exist to serve your consumer, not your needs. Are your resources aligned to bring that promise to life? Do you have enough resources? Do you have enough people? Do you have enough time? Do you have enough budget? How's your brand or your product create impact and truly transform that person's life? Is your purpose simple and memorable? Or does it evoke an action or feeling in a connection with your consumer? So, how do you find a real need? It's very important. Let's look at this. Data, hard data. This is from Google Trends. There's a fun fact. About 2 years ago, there was an average of 150 sessions created on an individual basis on a mobile phone. That means that as an individual, that was 2 years ago, you would look at your phone and you would engage with your phone about 150 times per day. From the time you wake up, you listen to music on your Spotify. When you commute to the bus stop, you're reading Instagram. You're looking at WhatsApp. You go to a web page. So this hyperconnectivity that is existing today in today's world has created an incredible opportunity for Headspace to create an app that incentivizes you inspires you to do what? Disconnect. Very counterintuitive. With this constant need to be always on, here comes an app that promotes disconnection. Extremely successful, highly engaged. Let's look at their video campaign.
When did you last take the time to do nothing? And when I say nothing, I mean nothing. These days, we rarely give our minds a chance to rest. And as a result, we often feel stressed, overwhelmed by emotions, lost in thought almost half of our waking hours. And everybody just assumes, well, that's life. But it doesn't have to be this way. Meditation shows us how to train the mind to be comfortable at rest. It takes a little practice. We're so used to busyness, but calm, that's new. But when we cultivate clarity like this, we might find we have space for more contentment, more compassion in our lives. And don't worry, you don't have to listen to recorded whale sounds. In fact, if you've got a few minutes and the Headspace app, you can learn to meditate right now.
Pretty cool. I absolutely love this. Let's just go back to the very beginning of this. You need to break convention. While the entire world is moving to an always-on, 24/7 hyperconnectivity, here comes a meditation app that asks you to do what? The absolutely opposite, because it is scientifically proven that if you meditate 2-3 times a day, you're going to sleep better, you're going to be less anxious, you're going to perform better, you'll be more creative, and you're going to have less mood swings. So, when the world is zigging, why aren't you zagging? So let's look at objectives. Objectives, it's a measurable set of key performance indicators that helps you to track your success. If you cannot measure, you cannot manage, you cannot celebrate. So creating tangible, manageable objectives will help you to focus your effort, direct resources and investments to the right place. Helpful questions for objectives. How will you measure your objectives? Do you have a baseline? Can you track? Can you hold yourself accountable to it? How will these objectives help you reach your goals? If you're establishing an objective that is not connected to your purpose and to your ultimate goal, do you need that objective? 3, how do you bring your product or service to life? Does that objective help you activate your promise? What will your consumers say, do, and feel if you reach your goal? That's what objectives are for. Moving on to strategies. Strategies are the actions that helps you to achieve your goals towards your vision. Whether you're a company, whether you're an individual, whether you're a brand, or whether you're a product. Strategy brings you opportunities. Think of how you can use your resources to activate your strategies. If your resources are pointing to a different direction, and resources here is people, time, and money. Resources is not just budget. Do you have enough people? Do you have enough time to achieve your goals? Right? Some questions for you. What are your priorities? Are your resources aligned to your objectives? How are you going to achieve your goals? Is your strategy helping you with a clear direction? So try to answer those questions. Dollar Shave Club, to me, is a great example of a great strategy that solved a very simple need. Let's watch the film and I'll tell the story.
Hi, I'm Mike, founder of DollarShaveClub.com. What is DollarShaveClub.com? Well, for $1 a month, we send high-quality razors right to your door. Yeah, $1. Are the blades any good? No. Our blades are f***ing great. Each razor has stainless steel blades, an aloe vera lubricating strip, and a pivot head. It's so gentle a toddler could use it. And do you like spending $20 a month on brand name razors? 19 go to Roger Federer. I'm good at tennis. And do you think your razor needs a vibrating handle, a flashlight, a back scratcher, and 10 blades? Your handsome-ass grandfather had 1 blade and polio. Looking good, pop up! Stop paying for shave tech you don't need. And stop forgetting to buy your blades every month. Alejandro and I are going to ship them right to you. We're not just selling razors, we're also making new jobs. Alejandro, what were you doing last month?
Not working.
What are you doing now?
Working.
I'm no Vanderbilt, but this train makes hay. So stop forgetting to buy your blades every month and start deciding where you're going to stack all those dollar bills I'm saving you. We are DollarShaveClub.com, and the party is on.
I know karate, I know jiu-jitsu, I drive like a gangster when I'm coming to see you,
So Dollar Shave Club, amazing. Mike Dublin. I actually had the luck to meet him because of the interview for Dollar Shave Club. Did not get the job, but he solved a very simple need, which was actually access to affordable shavers, right? It's very difficult to go to a pharmacy and a drugstore to buy a razor that's locked in a cabinet you don't want to ask for. So he created a subscription program and he streamlined all of his resources to make sure you're getting an affordable, high quality razor so you could have a great shaving experience. Then he created a club that once you sign up for that, he was selling you shaving cream, shampoo, soap, wet wipes, and so forth. So he created an entire proposition based on a single problem: access to shaving. Tactics. Let's look at this. Tactics is our specific actions that will help you bring your vision to life at a very large scale. Remember, with tactics, you can surprise and delight your consumer with experiences. This is a groundbreaking approach to help you how to bring your vision to life and activate your platform. During my time at Adidas with the Ready for Sport campaign, in the middle of a lockdown, we lost all the media investment. So how are we going to tell the story and bring a promise to life without money? So when I looked at it, Adidas had 7,000 employees on the global headquarters. So we pitched an idea where we convinced our leadership team to invite our employee base to launch the campaign film for us. And then we hacked the social media algorithm by doing something very simple yet extremely impactful. Every employee who posted the film on their favorite social media platform would tag 3 of their favorite Adidas athletes. When you have a portfolio of athletes like Lionel Messi, James Harden, Paul Pogba, David Beckham, and so on, and you tagging those individuals, it means that those posts are showing up on their feed, and then we briefed our athletes to comment on at least 3 people. That's what I call the multiplier effect of human voices. So it doesn't matter whether you have money or you don't. That activation, we had about 1,700 employees launching the film for us, and we had more than 200 athletes engaging back on that community. That gave us 4 million euros in net sales in about 5 days with 0 media marketing. So is your tactics helping you to activate your vision? Is your tactics creating impact? Are you optimizing your resources to make sure you're bringing your goal and you're achieving your goal to life? So tactics are extremely important to activate your strategy. Drivers. Drivers are your resources, like it's your money, it's your tools. It actually is very, 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 and I'm going to emphasize this, important for you to identify your resources extremely early. Because maybe a resource that you need, it's actually your boss's commitment, your manager's commitment to give you time to review your plan. Resources could be people, not only money. So how are you going to implement your big ideas? What are the resources you need? Do you have them? What are the insights that you're using to justify an investment? So those are just some key questions that you can ask to find the gaps in your plan and look at the resources you need to bridge that gap. Very, very important. Then let's get into the journey. We're almost there. Hang in there. The journey is an open invitation for you to bring your consumer to a transformational moment with you, your product, your brand, or yourself. That is actually where the radical transformation happens. You have to create an epic journey that allows them to live their best life with your brand or your product or your services. You build this journey focused on serving the consumer, your muse. Here's some helpful questions, and I'm going to tell you a small case study. How are you building the journey? What do they need? When do they need your help? Does your journey have a beginning, middle, and an end? Think of your journey as a book. Does it have a cover? What is the title? Does it have chapters? How many chapters? What are the name of the characters within the book? Right? Are they memorable? Can people act and be inspired by? So those are the things that help you build a journey. Here, we have a case study from Saucony in my last job for the Mother's Day campaign. We found an insight that 87% of mothers in America that had a career and they were mothers, they were hitting an all-time high of burnout. Then instead of going out with a campaign that's extremely celebratory, we went out with a campaign with a point of view that simply show them that we see them, that we hear them, and then we're there to help them in whatever moment in their life there. Whether they're running, whether they're jogging, whether they're just simply walking to school. But it was very emotional, it was connected to a real human need, and it helped us to build a lot of relevance for our brand. Let's move into phases. Phases are the mindset, the behavior, the attitudes that you want to serve your consumer. They should help you map your tactics. In a very simple term, here's some helpful questions. Are they short, easy to remember? Are they memorable? Are they actionable oriented? They should trigger a bigger response and engage consumer in their own life. Are there opportunities to interact with consumers in some of the cultural moments? How do you connect your brand or your product to something that's already happening? That's an important stage of building phases. And then last but not least, the takeaway. It is what you want consumers to say, to do, and to feel. It is the most important element that brings your purpose to life. How are you going to be remembered as a brand? What would they do at the end? Are they going to share about it? How is this going to experience? How will this experience impact the world? So let's just look at the Ready for Sport final anthem film, because that's going to help you understand how we started with that very first film, with the hype film, and how we finished the journey. Let's take a quick look.
Look, sport might not be the answer right now, but it teaches us this, that impossible challenges must be faced and overcome. And the reward is joy. And it will always be that way. And now that sport is back, don't waste these chances. Play with more heart, even more fire, and hope that does not end. Seek out what scares you and let your body do what it loves. Nobody knows what the future holds. Nobody knows what will come our way. So honor every breath and respect every chance. opportunities will come, and we must be ready.
Amazing. Thank you so much. This session was deep, but very helpful. And this is the Human Brand Playbook. I'm going to stop here because the next stage is how we're going to build a human brand, how we're going to connect with emotion and become a trusted partner.